Quarryside Chat number 4. I want to welcome everyone this week. It is great to have you. If it's your first time, welcome. If you have been with us for the last 3 Quarryside Chats, thank you so much for joining us again this week. I have to say, we have an incredible night planned for you tonight. We are showing you, we continue to show you some really exciting activities and different areas of the park and what all guests will be able to experience in just a couple of weeks. I'm actually not going to take up too much time right now because we have so much to share that I want to dive in. I'm just going to remind everybody, make sure that you are muted if you can. And then the most important bit of information I'm going to share with you is to submit your questions, whatever you want to know about the park, whatever you want to know about tonight's topics, which include all of our mountain biking activities, as well as our 2 Towers Adventure Kid Zone. Anything you want to know about it, please submit your questions via the chat at the bottom of your screen. You can actually pick my name, Maura Daly, and send me the question directly, and then we'll make sure to get all of the questions addressed tonight so that you guys leave here tonight with all the information that you've ever wanted to know about the Forge Lemont Quarries, mountain biking, and our kids zone. I am actually going to stop there because I don't want to give away any more of the exciting information, and I'm going to hand it off to my colleague Chris, who is over in the mountain bike area. Chris, take it away.
Awesome, Maura. Well, it's a great night out here. You know, we had a 50-50 forecast of rain, and as you can see, instead we've got an incredible sunset going on. It's a little windy, so you're probably going to hear some wind noise at some point. And as you can see, looking out over the quarry there, that's the Forge Quarry. That's the skyscraper tower we were at last week. That's the 2-tower kids zone that we're going to be going to later today. Got a lot of construction equipment, and this is a lawn we'll be talking about in a future episode. But what we're going to talk about now is this incredible pump track that we're building. And you can see it's very much under construction. You know, we're out here socially distanced, not participating in activities, so that's why I have my mask on. But over there is Byron Bell, our general manager, who's going to tell us a little bit more about what we're looking at. What is this thing that you're standing on top of, Byron?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So I'm standing on top of our pump track, which is a world-class build, obviously still under construction, being completed by a fantastic builder called Fellow Solutions. And it's going to be quite an amazing experience. So what I'll do here real quick is just spin around so you can see a little bit more of what we've got going on here in this pump track area. You can see all around me how the banks and turns kind of come through as we go over on this side. So fantastic opportunity to learn and test your mountain bike skills. And as I kind of pan over in the background over there, you can just see some of the features that are going to be installed on our skills course. And our skills course is a great place for beginners and up to learn and hone their skills on the various attractions. We have kind of a really cool setup here with our mountain biking, in that we have kind of 2 different options for you. Whether you have your own bike and you want to come explore and use our equipment and our tracks and our trails and our courses, we have that available to you. And we also have rental bikes that'll be a part of a bike pass or a part of your day pass. If you are coming in here and want to learn a little bit more about mountain biking, practice or hone your skills, this is really no better place for it. Chris, back over to you.
Well, I got a quick question for you, Byron. How does it work in terms of the track? Do people bring their own bike? Do we rent bikes? Is there a day pass? How does it work if you want to use it?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, you can rent a bike from us that will come as part of your day pass or a mountain bike specific pass. You can also bring your own bike if you want to use your bike and practice on the trail. So there's a few different options there. And the exciting news, those passes are live on our site now, so you can book your adventure today.
Cool. All right. Well, we've added to our team a real mountain bike expert. And I first want Jim to introduce himself. So Jim, tell us, who are you and what's your biking background?
How's it going, everybody? My name is Jim. I'm a mountain bike supervisor here at the Forge Lemont Quarries. And My background is action sports, plenty of it. I started when I was 6, and I haven't stopped. Mountain biking has been a passion of mine for ever since I saw Red Bull Rampage. It got me hooked. I'm a free rider myself. Seeing this pump track out here is absolutely unbelievable. From where we came 15 years ago, there was nothing in Illinois. There's nothing even close to this. And we're pushing the envelope every single day. We come out here, we get everything done, we get things put together, we dream up the things we dreamed of 15 years ago. And I'm so excited to share this with all of you. I'm so to show you all and take your inputs and put it into this park with love and passion that I have from this sport.
Cool. Well, let's switch. The other thing we're about to do is we're going to switch to a drone shot, which is the first time we've done this on Quarryside Chat. We have a drone up above looking down on the pump track, which gives you a little sense of, wow, that's an incredible shot. So Jim, as we're looking at that shot, what is this all about? I mean, what's the difference between this pump track and these skills tracks that we have? And does this have jumps? I mean, what are we really looking at there in that incredible drone shot? That's amazing.
So from the drone shot, if you look, you can see there's plenty of berms. There's rollers, which also act as jumps. And there's infinite lines at a pump track. That's what they're used for. It could be a workout, or it could be a skate park. It all depends on how you choose your own line. Ability doesn't necessarily matter at a pump track. Anybody can ride it with any ability and have a blast. What they put together here will be absolutely amazing for every single skill level, every kind of bike that we have. And I'm just so excited for y'all to see it. Please see in that drone shot how amazing this is all coming together. And there's not even asphalt down on top of it. So I'm beyond blown away with what Velo has done out here. And I'm sure you all are too.
Can you tell us, Jim, a little bit about, like, what are the bikes that we rent? What kind of bikes do we rent?
Sure. We have a Cannondale fleet, and we have offerings for adults from 29-inch tires and 27 5-inch tires. We have aggressive hardtails, which means that there's no suspension in the back, but we do have suspension up front. There are hydraulic brakes on the bikes. I made sure that the bikes would be top-notch for what we're doing out here. And I'm super excited to just get on this pump track, ride it, learn it, just get out here with all of you. I hope you guys are excited as I am to start the journey.
And then what kind of safety measures do we have in the park in place around mountain biking?
We have a lot of safety measures in place. We have the crew members will be trained on my end on how to deal with crashes, how to be able to handle that. We have, helmets are mandatory. I suggest using pads as well. I wear knee and shin pads all the time when I ride. We also have helmet rentals. We're gonna have pad rentals, I believe. And we're gonna have an awesome time out here. Everyone will be completely safe, and there will be no stone unturned on that.
Cool. I got another question for you, Byron. What about the bike shop? Is there some kind of a bike shop in the park where somebody has a flat tire?
Yeah, for sure. So we have worked with the fantastic Bike Hub out in Glen Ellen to help us get these bikes and get them set up. We have a fantastic group of folks over there who are really, really supportive of the mountain biking community out here in Illinois, and we're super, super excited to have them help us with this project, as well as many of the local bike shops that are around the surrounding area. In addition, our team and our crew will have the basic tools and stuff to help you if for some reason you need some help when you're going around the trails. But yeah, many of your local bike shops are going to be involved in the future with this. But a specific shout out to the Bike Hub in Glen Ellen for helping us out, get set up. Mark over there is a fantastic guy, so big shout out to them. Check them out.
right, cool. So you know what I think would be cool to do is we're going to transition now over to the Two Towers Kid Zone. And you can see the, the drone shot of where we're at, and you can see the construction site. That's the, what we call the mount. You can see the quarry. And now we're going to zoom in on the Kid Zone. And I'm going to hand it over to Jeremie, who's there with Hannah and a special guest to talk about what we have at the Two Towers Adventure.
Hey, thanks, Chris. So, my gosh, you said it, and it's totally true. What a beautiful night we're having here tonight. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. And that drone footage of the Two Towers Adventure looks absolutely spectacular. So that being said, let's talk about what the heck it actually is. We call it the Two Towers Adventure because it's kind of the mini version of the Eight Towers Adventure that you get to see and experience all the way across the quarries. So those of you that were with us last week got to learn quite a bit about the Eight Towers Adventure. And here, now, we're going to be able to show you some of the neat things that are going on inside the Two Towers Adventure. As Chris mentioned, I'm actually being joined by a special guest. I'm not sure if you're still seeing the drone footage. We'll figure that out as we get in here.
We're seeing Jeremie.
Oh, awesome. Thanks. Sorry, Maura. So as you can see here, I'm joined by my son, Akira. We're up here in the Two Towers Adventure having a great time. This is his second time up in this particular part of the park, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what this place is and what it means to you already?
This is like the mini 8-tower adventure, but it's for junior and it's for ages 3 to 13. There's 30 different
Elements,
and it's really fun.
That's awesome. It is a lot of fun. One of the cool things about the Two Towers Adventure is this giant netted structure that as I flip my camera around here, I'm going to show you a couple of things. What makes it so special is that, as Aki said, this is an adventure zone where you have access to over 30 challenge course elements, many of which are exact duplicates of what we have over in the Eight Towers Adventure on the other side of the Forge Quarry. We built this particular part of the park because we wanted to give young adventurers an opportunity to come and experience the thrill of being up high in the sky. We're 12 plus feet above the ground here in this really neat netted structure. And when you're up here, you get a chance to participate on some of the exact same elements that are over on the Eight Towers Adventure. But the difference is you don't have to be in a harness, do you, Aki? Nope. So Akira, I have a question. What is your favorite element here in the Two Towers Adventure?
My favorite element is probably the slack line for the challenge that it gives for the younger adventurers.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge because it requires balance and a calm body. And if you're super hyper, you're gonna fall. And
well, why don't you show us what that means? I'm looking down the camera here and you can see this green strip. That's a slack line. Maybe you want to step out there a foot or two on it. We can show the world what a slack line actually is. Now, what's neat, again, about the slack lines here is that they're designed to allow anyone who's never done it before a safe place to come figure out exactly how to balance and how to move across it. And once Aki finishes that one, maybe he can jump on some of the other elements here and I'll follow him around and we can talk with our friend Hannah about the other elements here at the park. Hannah, why don't we turn it to you for a second and then I'll come back over with Aki.
Awesome. So you can kind of see over here, I'm showing through this net tube on the other side is the one of the pods, and that's where Jeremie and Aki are. And then if you kind of go across this tube, there's a whole other pod on this side. So lots to adventure here, lots to do. Again, my name's Hannah, and I am the operations manager here at the Forge, Lemont Quarries.
So Hannah, sorry, one question for you, Hannah, as you're going through there. So the Two Towers Adventure Zone is designed to support up to over 70 kids at one time in normal operations. Given the fact that we're dealing with COVID, we've sort of changed the operational plan a bit, haven't we?
Right, we have. So basically now our Two Towers Adventure is going to be reservation only, and it's going to be per family unit can rent it out. So basically you'll have one of these whole pods that I just showed you guys to your unit. You're going to reserve the whole thing just to yourself. So that's a pretty cool experience that you probably, you know, the chances of getting it all to yourself after, pretty slim, I would say.
I would think so. And speaking of getting it all to yourself, one of the neat things about the way that the Two Towers Adventure is set up is that it's the perfect place to come actually have a birthday party or a special event, a graduation party, a bar mitzvah, whatever it is you might be doing with your special event, your special friends. We have Casey on the line, I believe, here, who is working. She's our education programming director who's stuck in Connecticut. But I'd like to turn the mic over to Casey for a couple of seconds to sort of talk us through some of the options for utilizing the Two Towers Adventure.
Yeah, hi guys. I am stuck in Connecticut, hoping to come back soon and kind of experience it all with you guys. But we are going to have birthday parties and events for adventurers of all ages. Specifically for our Two Towers Adventure Kid Zone, we are going to, like Hannah said, it's going to be available by reservation only. So that means we're going to split it into two sides. You guys can reserve either side for groups of up to 10. And, you know, we're happy to help you guys adventure with any other party or event needs that you guys may have going on. Turn it back to you guys.
So one of the things that I think everyone at this point knows for sure is a foundational principle for us here at the Forge Lemont Quarries is safety. We take safety extremely seriously, and every single element that we've designed, whether it's the Two Towers Adventure or the mountain bikes, pump tracks, and skills tracks, through the other activities we've showed over the course of the last few weeks, were designed with safety in mind first. Hey, Hannah, why don't we talk a little bit about some of the safety measures that we've put into place here within the Two Towers Adventure?
Yeah, for sure. So, like we mentioned, I think Aki might have said that you don't have to wear a harness in here, which is pretty cool experience because all the nets are going to catch you if you were to fall. There's also going to be a staff member in each tower, as well as a staff member on the ground to get people up into the towers. So there's definitely going to be a lot of people around, making sure that everybody's safe. But there are also a lot of measures put into place as well. We were actually looking at this one. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see on here, but even like there's hidden safety measures everywhere, and that there's a pole right here that's pretty close, but it's totally padded so that if you were to, you know, fall down even near this pole at all, you would hit the pad and you wouldn't be hurt at all. So there are safety measures that are hidden all over this Two Towers Adventure.
That's exactly right. One of the things that we've mentioned here tonight, but I wanted to elaborate on a little bit, is that as Aki told us, this Two Towers Adventure was designed for children aged 3 to 13. Now, that being said, you know, for little kids that are 3 to say 5 or 6, you know, sort of preschool age, they'll require the supervision of an adult while they're in this particular part of the park. Good news for adults and parents like myself is that you can accompany your child up into the Two Towers Adventure, certainly when it's available for group rentals, and later on when it's opened up to the general public here enjoying the park itself. For parents of young, small children, you'll be able to come up into the towers with them and help them to navigate the challenges and the obstacles. For children who are sort of, you know, first grade and above, they'll be able to crawl into the Two Towers Adventure by themselves and jump around and have a great time. One other point that's kind of fun about this particular attraction is that because it's a giant netted structure, it's pretty bouncy. It's a lot like a big trampoline in here, which is super fun because in addition to bouncing around and playing on the elements, you can also jump up and down and enjoy yourself just like you would in a trampoline park or something like that. So it's lots of fun. That said as well, the one thing about this particular part of the park that's unique, or one other thing that's unique about this particular part of the park, is that shoes are not allowed in here. In fact, before you can even enter, you got to take them off and leave them below. We do that because we want to protect your feet and we want to protect the apparatus itself. Okay, there's one other thing we're going to talk about before we turn the mic over to Maura and the audience for questions. And I think Hannah can answer that for us. So Hannah, in addition to all the 30+ elements from the ropes course adventures that are inside the Two Towers Adventure, I believe there are also some elements outside of it as well below us. Can we talk about those for a minute before we turn the mic to Maura?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll try to get a good shot here to get my camera in. If you can see below there, below the nets, there's a bunch of spider webs that you can climb on, and there's a bunch of mulch that's piled up real high. So if you were to fall, you know, you wouldn't you wouldn't have any injuries or anything like that. And there's also what we call fisherman's traps over here. Not sure if you can see me or the drone, but to get up and down, there are these almost like tubes and tunnels to climb up and down from the two towers. And there's going to be nets that are going to be slanted up towards the towers that you'll climb up into the towers as well. So there's going to be a lot of elements that aren't even up high, but there'll be some down below for people to climb on as well.
It's going to be a blast. Can't wait. Can't wait. Hey, Maura, I'd be willing to bet that that there might be a few questions out there based on today's conversation about bikes and the Two Towers Adventure. Am I correct in that assumption? Do you have anything for us?
You are correct. We have a lot of great questions, but since we're here still looking at the Two Towers Adventure, let's start there. So one question from a guest is, can you rent the entire Two Towers Adventure for a private party?
You certainly could. So as Hannah and Casey had mentioned, we are, because of COVID operations, we'll be renting out either one half or the whole park at a time in hourly increments. And so in order to find out, in order to book that, if you want to get together with our groups team to find a time to come out and do that, just go to the website and you can hit us up right through the website, and our events team will work with you to plan that day and reserve the space for you.
Awesome. Sounds great. Let's kick it back over to the mountain biking crew. We had a couple of questions that came in. Jim, if you're on, we had a bunch of questions about BMX bikes and whether they're allowed at mountain biking. BMX bikes, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. For BMX bikes, we're allowing BMX bikes in, but you have to have one brake on. It can't be a brakeless setup. Just for safety reasons, because there's going to be a lot of kids going around. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. You don't want to come flying out of a berm uncontrolled and end up somewhere you're not supposed to be. I know a lot of guys like to ride, but that's just how we have to do it for safety measures here at the but yes, BMX bikes are allowed. Come out and tread.
Very cool. Very cool. We had one guest who asked for a little bit more information on the difference between a skills park and a pumps track. So can you go through maybe just the differences in both?
Of course. So a skills course is designed solely to help you kind of progress individual skills. So let's say you're not as good at balancing as you might want to be. There would be incremental steps up to help you get better at balancing in the skills course, or berms, or jumps, or drops. It's all kind of minimalized to just one specific skill set rather than a trail where it's all in one. A pump track, on the other hand, is more geared kind of like a skate park, but also is sort of like a trail. So it can be used to flow around, or you can jump around, or you can cruise around it, however you want to do it. So the difference between the two would be that you would use the skills course to get better in the pump track, let's say. So.
And real quick, I'm actually over here at the beginning of the skills course. So you can see some of the features they're going to be installing alongside me here, as well as some of the features they've already installed using the natural limestone you find in the park. So you can see this is more of a continuous trail with, again, some of those rollers and berms and curves that Jim was talking about. So still work to do over here, but you can start to see the difference. As you saw earlier, the pump track has a lot more deep curves and bends and berms, and this has a little more progression up from a kind of easier level and flows through to some more difficult elements.
Awesome. Can't wait to get out there. All right, another question, and this is a great one. How many miles of single track mountain biking trails are at the park?
Well, I can take that one as well. Currently starting off, we're not going to have our single track mountain biking available. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we've had a little bit of some setbacks in terms of building out our single track courses, but we're going to be starting that process in the fall of this year. And we'll have over 2 miles of single track trails going on the west side of our park. So that's coming soon, very soon.
And this is Chris, if I can add to that briefly. We also have, I think there's about 3 additional miles in the park area, a track that exists today. That's more of a beginner level track, and the stuff that we're building is more advanced. In addition, running through the park, and you can see it there where Byron was, is the I&M Canal. And if you go toward the sun, which is to the west, that goes about 100 miles out to Starved Rock. Jeremie and I and a friend of ours rode that a while. That's a good long ride. And then kind of if you go down and take the bridge through Lemont, kind of back behind those trees there is Waterfall Glen. There's other trails, Centennial Trails right over there, Palos is over there. So there's literally hundreds of miles of trails in the area and 5 miles on our property once we kind of finish our build-out plan in the coming year.
And talking through that as well, if you take a look at my screen here, I'm actually going along one of the canal paths here. That's the crushed limestone that Chris was talking about. So we do have those additional trails to ride as well.
Very cool. Here's a question that a few folks have asked. Will the Forge Lemont Quarries have guides to teach guests how to do things like ride the pump tracks?
Yeah, absolutely. We will have a few different options. We will have everything from guides to take you around on a day-to-day basis where you can actually rent a guide to help you go through the different activities and adventures. We'll additionally have intro and up through advanced classes in kind of all of our different offerings, including mountain biking. So you can start and have no fear of coming in as an absolute beginner and learning the ropes, learning the trails, and whatever it is you want to do, and you want to become a stronger mountain biker, stronger climber. We're going to have those different classes and teachers and instructors available for you.
And Jeremie and Aki, same question for you. Are there guides in the kids zone?
Hey there. So within the kids zone, it depends on what you're doing. So for most of the time, when the kids zone is opened in a sort of post-COVID world, there won't be dedicated guides up here. The Kids Two Towers Adventure is sort of set up in such a way that you can learn by doing without having to have a coach. Now, if you're doing a party or a group event, then absolutely we can also, with a smaller group, say 10 people, for example, in a COVID world or a post-COVID world, then we can absolutely also include a direct guide to come up into the Two Towers Adventure with you to help teach you, guide you, and walk you through the elements themselves.
That's great. And while we have you, a great question came in. How long can my kids stay in the Two Tower Adventure?
That's a great question. So the access to the Two Towers Adventure is included in a all-day pass or for memberships. We also have an option to just purchase an hour of playtime for your kids in the park as well in a post-COVID world. Again, as we open, given the fact that we have to operate with COVID in mind, because we're just going to be limiting access to 10 people per time in private group settings, you'd have to book and reserve either one or both sides of the Two Towers Adventure for your family. And that is a per person, per hour charge.
Got it.
The best place to do that, again, will be on the website. Right now, go there and you mash a button and it will put you in touch with Casey's team, who will help you to schedule your time and get your group set up.
ForgeParks.com. Perfect. Thank you. And the last question, we're already at 7 o'clock. So Jim, I'm going to ask you one more that came in. Folks want to know, they mentioned that obviously the mountain biking area is still under construction, which you mentioned as well. When will the skills park, the pump tracks, and the trails be completed?
The skills track and pump track will be completed by the time we open. And the trail system we will be beginning in fall, hopefully done with in summer of 2021.
Amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
Great.
And if I can just add to that real quick so that you can see this incredible sunset we have out here. The opening, we're also looking at July. So we're really close. So when we say we've got some stuff at open, we're talking about just a small number of weeks away.
And everything you've seen a demonstration of today will be part of that opening day offering. So super excited to have you all come out. We also, I know Byron mentioned this and we've mentioned it a couple of times, but now that we're getting so close to finishing construction, We've also finalized all the group offerings and activity passes on the website. So up to this point, you've been able to buy memberships, which are good for a full year from the date that we open or the date that you first get a membership once we're opened. But we've also now opened up day passes, single activity passes for paddle sports, the 8 Towers Adventure, the 2 Towers rentals, and everything else. So we're excited to welcome y'all out here over the course of the next month and change to adventure with us here at the Forge Lemont Quarries. Right, Aki? Yep.
Well, that pretty much sums it up. I'm not sure there's anything else to say except, yep. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight at Quarryside Chats number 4. This was a ton of fun. We'll have Quarryside Chats number 5 next Thursday, June 4th. Remember that registration will be open on Monday. We'll share all of the information on our digital channels, all of our social handles. Check it out. We will be talking about all of our digital activities next week. It is a full 30 minutes dedicated to that. It'll be another exciting week, so please make sure to join us. And don't forget, anything you saw tonight that you love and want to learn more, all the information is up on our website, forgeparks.com, and you can book your reservation to join us this summer. Thanks a lot for joining, and we'll see everyone next Thursday. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.